Hi, this is Randy. This is Passive Men, Article 2. Why your boyfriend doesn't initiate sex. There's something uncomfortable we all need to talk about. This is for all you women out there in a relationship with a man who does not try to have sex with you at least a few times per week, if not daily. And of course, it's for those men too. Note, for the sake of making this easy to write, I will use heterosexual relationships as examples, but I'm sure this will apply to all types of sexual relationships involving modern men. In my years of diving deeply into the intimate details of nice guys' lives, I've been struck by a recurring theme: lack of sexual leadership by men. By this I mean guys who do not boldly and directly initiate sex with their partners and women they're attracted to in general. Men who use indirect methods to meet their sexual needs, manipulation, and or men who rely on pornography for sexual stimulation. Ever been with a man like that? These men tend to be passive and avoidant in all forms of sexuality, including touching, kissing, and verbal sexuality. These men wait for a green light from women before making a move. They will not attempt any sexual move that puts them at risk of rejection. They get emotionally agitated when rejected sexually, demonstrated by completely fake acceptance, parentheses, masking rage, depression, or by taking it personally. This whole effect has a disastrous outcome. Women around the world feel unattractive, frustrated, confused, and forced into masculinity. They feel that their partners do not find them attractive or that their dates just want to be friends. And everyone misses out on playful, uninhibited sex. Let me make a couple of points clear here. It has almost nothing to do with sexual desire or how attractive you are. Most men want sexual release frequently. And when push comes to shove, they are not that picky about who they're attracted to. Yeah, we know that, right? It is rare for a straight guy to have a genuinely asexual platonic relationship with a woman. This doesn't mean men can't be your friend. Just understand there will often be attraction, and they definitely have at least considered shagging you. There's nothing wrong with this. Relax. So what's going on here? Why are men hiding their sexuality and avoiding rejection? Has your man really lost interest in you, or is there something darker happening behind the scenes? I want to help women with these issues in two ways. Firstly, understand what is happening psychologically with your man, or that guy you just dated who didn't try to kiss you. And secondly, what you can do to help him. Great. Here we have to help them again. There are a number of contributing causes to male passive sexuality. I've learned of many through my own experiences, psychological research, and the many anecdotes of both my male and female clients. Here we go. Number one, misunderstanding feminism. The initial feminist movement was great for gaining equal rights for women in most countries. We're almost there. Once religion stops ruling the moral sphere for society, we might even achieve some sort of gender equality. But like all extreme movements, it went too far in some areas. Namely, third wave feminism became synonymous with man-hating. In the 60s and 70s, the message seemed clear: you men are all selfish rapists. Obviously, this was not the intended message by most feminists, but it was certainly the message that many men received. Men were also told to be more sensitive and caring, which took to mean be more like a woman and stop being masculine. It became the least fashionable thing in the world for a man to show sexual attraction to a woman. Even a wink was considered an assault. It became difficult for men to safely understand the difference between harassment, assault, flirting, and foreplay. And there was no one there to teach us because they were too scared to give the wrong advice. The stage was set for a whole generation of men who, of course, were to become fathers and role models, to become scared, ashamed, and confused about their own masculine sexuality. Number two, sexual shame. Many boys are conditioned As they grow older, to feel ashamed of their sexual desire, they're told that it is materialistic to be attracted to a girl before you get to know her. Romantic movies portray the asexual, wimpy friend as a hero and sexually dominant male as a sleazy sadist. Words like sensitive and respectful are all overemphasized and misunderstood by men to mean you have to pretend to care more than you actually do before you can shag her, or else you're a rapist. Yeah, one or the other. Many boys are raised almost solely by women. Fathers are away working and emotionally distant, and they are victims of this shame as well. So their role modeling is no help anyway. And most school teachers are also female. This means that a boy's model of what it means to be a man comes filtered through female interpretation and the unrealistic media. Women have the best of intentions when they tell a boy how he should treat a woman. Unfortunately, this description often includes complete lack of sexuality and leadership and gives the boy a picture of a lower status, passive, and asexual friend. Be polite, compliment her, buy her dinner, etc. When you ask a woman about her ideal man, she will often describe the caring and nurturing side too. However, this is not what she is sexually attracted to. It would be pretty rare for a mother to tell her son, on your first date, make sure to playfully spank her on the ass and don't wait till the end of the date to go in for a kiss. Guys grow up with no intuitive sense of when it's okay to behave this way and when it's not. So they opt for the safest option, do nothing. Women are also encouraged to feel massive shame about their sexuality, thinking that wanting sex is slutty. This causes women to pretend not to have high sex drives, further convincing men to believe women who do not welcome sexual attraction. I didn't realize that women actually enjoyed sex more than men until I was in my mid-20s. Really, more than men? I don't know where he got that stat, but and I'm not even one of the worst cases. One of the reasons men become obsessed with porn is because it's the only media outlet that shows women enjoying sex, especially beyond the traditional vanilla relationship model. Combine all of this with the boy's first sexual experiences in teen years. If he's been conditioned to think that sexual desire is shameful, and then he gets rejected when asking a girl out for the first time, like what happened to me, he will consider this as solid proof that he should be passive. He will then wait patiently for a girl to select him, causing him to forever place women on a pedestal of status above him. Okay, so this is like the typical beta male, and believe me, there are a lot of them. He will constantly seek women's validation and approval. This makes him even more ashamed of defiling one of these goddesses, so he holds back sexually, and eventually he will settle for any woman who's willing to initiate, even if he doesn't love her, just as long as she is willing to initiate sex, because he can. It's pitiful. Movies and TV programs give boys the impression that men should not develop sexual feelings toward a woman until after they are attracted to her personality. This does not line up with reality. A man decides whether or not he wants to sleep with you in less than 0.00001 nanoseconds. A man does not need to be attracted to your personality to want to have sex with you. It's the way men are biologically wired. Accept it or be forever disappointed. So this concept of telling man to wait for intimate connection before showing attraction is a common example of men being made to feel that their natural desires are wrong. Want to know what happens to men who are constantly conditioned to believe that they should repress their sexual desire? Well, they eventually snap. Just look at what happened with the Catholic Church. I used to rehabilitate child sex offenders and can say without doubt the leading trigger to their offending was shame. In the end, you get men who think it is basically wrong to want sex. It's as simple as that. There are plenty of exceptions, of course, but if you're a socially active woman, then you've definitely had these men in your life many times. Think of any guy who's ever been nice and friendly to you without you having to respect him or otherwise earn it. He was probably trying to get laid without being direct. End of story. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more sections to this article, so I am going to end here, and I will pick up again with another video beginning at number 3. Why don't men initiate sex? A fear of rejection. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned.